Hey, what's up, Dark Chatting 9632 here, and today, I have a theory. A game theory! That's right, today I hope to further the investigation into one of FNaF's oldest mysteries, the box. I'm not going to claim that I have solved the box, that would be absurd. This is the first time I've compiled evidence for a theory, so go easy on me. Now then, let's get started. I think the box represents the memories of the missing children. Now, right off the bat, I can already hear keyboards typing. The box contains paragraph 4 from FNaF 6. The box is FNaF 6. But here's the thing. That's just not a satisfying answer. Paragraph 4 is presumably a paragraph outlining Henry's plan. And yes, paragraph 4 of Scott's Steam post about FNaF 4 does talk about the box, but, I don't know, it doesn't seem right. Why would the box contain a paragraph? And if you want to take things metaphorically, why would the box be in FNaF 4 if it's a representation of FNaF 6? The two games are literally 40 years apart, with FNaF 4 taking place in 1983 and FNaF 6 taking place in 2023, given Henry's codename HRY223. I understand that the map of FNaF 6 turns into what kinda looks like the box in the ending, but it just doesn't add up. Why is it locked? Why is it being forgotten? What the hell does any of the stuff seen in FNaF 4 actually mean under this context? In other words, this point intimidates me, and also this theory is narratively unsatisfying to me. It's just kinda lame. So, let's get into those memories, shall we? In FNaF World, the game opens with someone telling us that they will put us back together. I believe this to be Charlie, otherwise known as the Puppet, and the Fredbear plush. Sometimes. Alright, now we have to detour briefly to address another mystery of FNaF 4. Cue sped up speaking! In FNaF 4, we see the Fredbear plush follow the crying child throughout the town, all while speaking to him in an attempt to scare him away from Fredbears. I believe this to be William, because he knows that Michael will gladly exploit Cece's fear of the animatronics, and that fear will be no greater than at Fredbear's. And we see the Fredbear plush with a walkie-talkie, possibly a camera remote, in the private room in Sister Location, which is a room that only William would be in. However, the Fredbear plush says it's going to put the crying child back together, and the closest thing to that is Cece being a spirit in Golden Freddy. Who guides spirits into animatronics? Charlie. Therefore, when stated that the Fredbear plush will put Cece back together, it's Charlie. I believe Charlie to die very soon after Cece, so it's possible that this scene is representative of Charlie telling Cece that she will guide his spirit out of whatever limbo he's in, and into Golden Freddy, and she's simply using the Fredbear plush as a vessel that he won't be afraid of. And I do acknowledge that Michael speaks in the same scene, and the scene ends with the flatlining heart monitor, but come on, how else was Scott going to convey Mike's regret in the crying child's death? Plus, there aren't many other good candidates for who's saying all this aside from Charlie. Got all that? Good. Okay, so back to FNaF World. Charlie says that she will put us back together, which seems like a pretty clear indication that we play as the crying child in some sense. If we do the steps seen in the clock ending, we return to this scene, and she says that the pieces are now in place for us. What do we do in the process of putting the pieces in place? Simple. We push a balloon boy into a box, activate some tiles, place cupcakes into boxes, make a string of numbers appear, and put a Bonnie into a box. Hey, that's 5 things. Interesting! These minigames correspond perfectly with the Happiest Day minigames of FNaF 3, right down to the tiles and the string of numbers. Those tiles represent the bricks you have to press, and the string of numbers is the sequence you have to enter into the bricks. Which is really dumb, but whatever. This is nothing revolutionary, but the point is, in this ending, we play as the crying child setting up the pieces for Happiest Day. Now, this may all sound like it has nothing to do with the box, but hear me out. What did Scott say in his Steam post about FNaF 4? He said that the box is the pieces put together. The pieces put together. Happiest Day is the box. But now we run into another problem. What the hell does Happiest Day have to do with memories? Simple. It has everything to do with memories. Let's turn to one of the worst books I have ever read. Five Nights at Freddy's: The Fourth Closet. In the quote-unquote climax of this book, the only good character, Carlton, is captured by William Afton and is injected with Remnant, which Afton says will kill him within a few minutes. However, Afton makes a miscalculation here. It's not going to kill him because the Remnant is from the NCI, which means his good buddy Michael No Relation is in the Remnant, so Michael No Relation chooses to keep Carlton alive. So Carlton gets transported to, the Twilight Zone or something, where he finds that the memories of the children have been split up, making it impossible for their souls to move on, and they can't even remember that Afton is the person who killed them. In other words, in the form of the animatronics, they're like animals. You GCN reference. Anywho, Carlton puts the memories together, leading to the kids being able to take control of the animatronic they've combined into and kill Afton, finally putting their souls to rest. In case you didn't notice, the memories were in pieces, and those pieces were put together. Now, I know that this point has its flaws, the main one being that the books don't take place in the games. But here's the thing. The whole point of the books is to give us information that mirrors the games. This is how we found out William's name, Charlie's name, Henry's name. This is where we first learned how Remnant works, beyond it just being a name for souls. Point is, the books are important. If you don't read them, you will be lost. So why would this not be a scenario that has a mirror in the games? Carlton's plight here, living beyond what should kill him because of Remnant injected to him because of Afton, all related to a circus baby's location, is a somewhat similar situation to Michael. Michael is killed by the scooper, which was made by Afton, and the scooper injects him with Remnant, all while he is in Circus Baby's entertainment and rentals. So, using this information, we can say that Michael pieced together the memories of the missing children, leading to Happiest Day. How exactly he did this is a bit dubious, given how, punching numbers into a wall is a bit far-fetched, but you get the picture here. And with the connection between the box and Happiest Day, we can say that the box is a representation of the missing children's fragmented memories. This even ties into the text accompanying the box. Perhaps some things are best left forgotten for now. These memories have been forgotten, hence why the animatronics kill every night guard. They can't remember who it was that actually killed them. That even ties into Michael's big speech at Fazbear's Frightened Sister location, but let's not go there. Maybe that can be its own video. So this leaves us with one final question. Why are there two locks? Who has the key to unlocking these memories? Well, I think it's pretty clear, though unfortunately, since it's FNaF, I have two possible answers. Let's start with the one that I know crosses over between the two options. Michael. This is a pretty straightforward answer, I basically just explained it. Mike is the one putting the pieces together in Happiest Day, so boom, one lock down. Now things get tricky. Is the other lock the crying child or Charlie? Cece is the one who put the pieces in place, but Charlie is the one who orchestrated this entire thing. Really, it could go either way, but personally, I think, keyword think, that it's Cece. Since Cece is the one who actually puts the pieces in place, it only makes sense that he would be one of the metaphorical keys here. Charlie's just kind of the one who told Cece to put the pieces in place, so yeah, Cece's one of the keys. Now comes the part where I lay out the full theory in one big narrative segment. For the sake of simplicity, I'm going to call Cece Evan. That might not be his name, but come on, it's easy. Get off my back. Sometime in 1983, Michael Afton accidentally kills his younger brother Evan in an incident soon to be known as the Bite of 83. Evan's spirit remains in a limbo of sorts, appearing as a black void. Soon after the bite, William Afton kills Charlotte Emily, and her spirit takes control of the security puppet at Freddy Fazbear's. Charlotte, or Charlie, uses her spirit to take the form of Evan's old Fredbear plush, his only friend in the world. Side note, we know from Fazbear Frights that spirits can appear outside of their designated animatronic, hence my point here. Charlie tells Evan that she will put him back together, and to do so, she puts Evan's soul into the Fredbear animatronic. 2 years later, in 1985, William kills 5 children, stuffing their bodies into the animatronics at Freddy's. Charlie guides their spirits to give them control of the animatronics, but those spirits are different from hers and Evan's. Their memories are fragmented and locked away, almost like they're stuck in some sort of box. Charlie forms a plan to free the spirits of their children, and it involves the help of 2 people. Keys, if you will. And if you won't, that's fine, it was cheesy. One is Evan, who she tells to put the pieces in place to put those memories back together. Her impeccable use of similar wording to that of the past, combined with Evan's maybe possible perhaps friendship with each of the murdered kids, convinces him to do so. And so he does, unlocking one of the locks on this metaphorical box containing the pieces of the memories. Next, after an uncertain amount of time in 2023, Charlie needs someone to put their pieces together, so she dumps that job on Michael, who's currently working at Fazbear's Fright, the horror attraction. Mike's only there to burn the place to the ground with his father inside, but FNaF 3 is the worst game in the series, so he's bored. He carries out what needs to be done, bringing awareness to Afton's victims. The box has been unlocked. Susie, Gabriel, Jeremy, Fritz, and Evan are freed, though Charlie and Cassidy stay behind to make Afton pay for what he's done. And that's the theory. This feels like the most satisfying answer we currently have to explain the box. Something important to take note of is that the box has been retconned. It's completely possible that the context previously supported dream theory, which is personally what I believe, or that the box at some point did represent FNAF 6. But I think that with everything we know about the series, this is the best explanation for what the hell FNAF 4 was trying to tell us. I think that the best part is that, at its core, it relies almost entirely on lore from before the release of Sister Location. Sure, I used Carlton in the fourth closet as a parallel to Michael, but if you take that out, it kinda stays the same. Like, just disregard Mike for a second and hear me out. In FNAF 1, we play as Mike Schmidt. Then Fritz Smith appears in FNAF 2, and Smith is the same name as Schmidt, just in a different language. Then in FNAF 3, the Night Guard sees characters from FNAF 1 and 2, meaning it's the same guy. And narratively speaking, that probably leaves him as the older brother in FNAF 4. Under that logic, we can once again connect the guard at Fazbear's Fright to the crying child, and therefore, that leaves him as a likely candidate for one of the keys. And as for the memories themselves, they all have to do with things the victims could have feasibly seen, if we're disregarding things post-FNAF world. Fredbear's, Balloon Boy, Chica, the list goes on. Plus, the final location from the actual Happiest Day is a direct mirror of Fredbear's. But hey, maybe I'm completely wrong here. Whatever the case may be, it's the best I can come up with. See you next time.